Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to share with you my favorite Obsidian plugins because I'm a sucker for plugins, but I'm actually really selective with my plugins. If you didn't know, it takes forever to load Obsidian if you have a ton of plugins enabled. I have narrowed down to a list of under 10 that I have enabled that I need. So today I'm going to share with you what I have. And if you didn't know, Obsidian is a markdown note-taking app that is really powerful. You store all of your notes in a markdown format locally so that it never takes that long to load, and it is a really pleasant editing experience. And one of the most powerful part of Obsidian is that it has a huge library of plugins made by the community. So you can go into the community plugins page and browse all of the plugins and just customize your entire experience. And a lot of people use Obsidian to research for their PhD, write stories, link different pages together. And what I like to use it for is for my second brain. And what a second brain is essentially is just a place for you to put your long-term notes, connect ideas, connect knowledge, and then it's easier to find. We're not going to get into a full tour of my Obsidian today, but I am going to show you what plugins I really love. Here I have my Obsidian key because honestly, after I set up my Obsidian, I always kind of lose the plot a little bit and I forget what I meant to set up. So that's why I have a key. I'm not gonna talk about all of them today because I don't have all of them enabled. So my first plugin must have for all of my vaults is Footnote shortcut. I love Footnotes because I like my notes to be really clean and tidy, but I also like to write down my personal thoughts and I like to jot them in the Footnotes section. So what I do is I assign it a hotkey, which is Control T. Let's say hello, and I can say Control T, and then a window pops out and you can add your little footnote. And here you see it links to the footnote section and it's really fun. So let's say you have a ton of content in this page and your footnotes are going to be at the very bottom of the page, obviously. So you can just click this in your reading mode and you can obviously just be linked back to your footnote. And when you hover over it, you can also see your footnote, which is really, really convenient. And I used to use Notion and Capacities for my second brain as well, but both of them don't have footnotes feature and I'd have to manually link to different blocks and that was just a nightmare. So I really, really love using this footnote feature. The other plugin that I really like is Dynamic Highlights, which is here. I think you have to use it in combination with style settings, but I'm not sure. The way I use it is I have a customized Dataview inline key thing that I learned from this blogger, and I use this. This looks really complicated, but you can just actually just copy it and just do the exact same thing. And what I like to use it for is in my daily notes, I will log something. So for example, I can log my work and I will say work log and then do a double colon. And what this does is it creates a property called work log. It is now a metadata of the page. And now I can say I worked on filming a video today. And what it does is in my log page, I can see it. Here is the date of the daily note that I just edited, and then this is the log that I did. And how I did this is with another plugin called Dataview, and it is a really popular plugin, so I'm not gonna introduce it separately, but basically it can help you organize your metadata. So how I set this up is basically using the Dataview, and I enter a bunch of prerequisites. So table without ID is just a table without the name of the database, and I can link to the date on the left. And the date format, I want it to just show the month and date, and this is what it means. And then the name of the metadata field was work log, but I want it to show it as log. And then I'm just gonna find from all my files where it has work log. And then I'm going to sort it by the modified time in a descending order, and I only want to see 10. This is my work log, and I also have action log, meal log, health log, school log, media log, skin log, etc. I put them all in this canvas so I can access it all at once, but you can obviously also make a page separately for that. This was such a game changer because I love using the daily note, but I sometimes want to see all the information at once, and this was such a game changer in being able to see the bigger picture, if that makes sense. So that was Dynamic Highlight in combination with Dataview and also the metadata method on Obsidian. And then we have another one called various complements. Sometimes I make a page and I just don't remember if I had made that page before, and various complements kind of auto-completes your information when you're typing. So let's say I'm writing a note about capacities. And as I type, you'll see that it suggested the markdown file for capacities, which lets me know that I already have a page called capacities. And I can just hit enter to connect it. I don't have to think about creating a new page, is it there, etc. And it also works with aliases as well. I have my sister's page aliased as sister because I refer to her as sister. So I can always just type sister and then it will link back to the main page, which is her full name. And you'll see that this is how aliases show as well. There's just this divider and then the alias is gonna show. So as I type space, it will just show as sister. And then the last one is also sort of related. It is called Strange New Worlds. And I know it sounds kind of fantastical, but it's actually pretty straightforward. You see these little numbers on top of the linked pages, right? I can just hover over it and look at what else I had linked this page to. And I can scroll, I can see whatever I connected it to. And that's how I can connect this page to form a strange new world, if it makes sense. This is an app for you to make connections with your linkage, which I think will work really well if you have a bigger library. And because the entire point of
Obsidian
is to make connections, I find this plugin really helpful in just letting me do the connection myself rather than using another tool to just match whatever. I am prompted to see the number of pages that has the reference to this specific place, but at the end of the day, I am the one who's gonna make those connections. Some other cool tips you might not know about Obsidian that are not plugins that I wanna share today included the one that we mentioned earlier, which are the aliases. Let's say I wanted to reference a Game of Thrones, but I think that name is actually a little bit clunky. I can enter the straight line and just say GOT. And then it is mentioned as GOT, but it actually links back to the full page of Game of Thrones. And the same tip actually also works with images. Let's say I want to insert this image of my dog, and you'll see that it is kind of large. It's taking up a lot of space on the page. And the way I can make this smaller is by going here and then inserting the stroke again and just type how wide do I want it. So if it's 100 pixels, it will be this wide. If it's 500 pixels, it will be this wide. That just helps you format your page better without being bombarded by the image. And if you didn't know, you can also link to external pages. And the way you do that is by doing Command K, and you can link to anything externally by typing the URL. And the way you know it's external is by seeing this arrow over here. And once you click enter and you click on it, you can just go to the external link really easily. And in style settings, you can also set your links to be a different color. So my internal links are pink and my external links are purple. Those are the plugins that I use no matter what. Every time I build a new vault in my Obsidian, I think they help me a lot in organizing my information and just making connection in a way that makes sense and is not too overwhelming. I don't use a lot of automation tools because I prefer just doing everything myself. I think it helps me think through different ideas better rather than the app making connections for me. So yeah, if you found any of these plugins helpful or interesting, let me know in the comments below if you want me to make more Obsidian related videos. And I hope you found this helpful. Hope you found this interesting. Yeah, it's good to be back. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.